Hey, hello and welcome to today's GFG problem of the day. Hope you're doing well. So let's see today's problem: union of two sorted arrays with distinct elements. Okay, so what the problem is saying is we'll be given sorted arrays A and B where each array contains distinct elements. The task is to return the elements in the union of the two arrays in sorted order. Okay, union of two arrays can be defined as a set containing distinct common elements that are present. Okay, that are present in either of the arrays. Okay, so what we want to do is, as the problem says, we will be given two sorted arrays, right? And we want to have the union of these two sorted arrays with distinct elements. Okay, that's what the ask is, with distinct elements. Okay, so for example, what will be the output here? So here one is coming two times, right? But we want to consider one only one time. Okay, two is coming two times, you have to consider one time. Three is coming two times, you have to consider one time. 4 is coming once, 5 is coming once, 6 is coming once, and 7 is coming once. Okay. So this also need to be in sorted order and should contain distinct elements. Okay. So that's what the ask is. Now, how can we, sorry, now how can we solve this problem? Okay. So the approach which I'm going to show will be the expected approach. Okay. Which will be the merge step in the merge sorting, right? In the merge sorting algorithm. So whatever we use in the, as part of the merge step, we are going to use the same. Okay. So, also, before going to the code and before going to the intuition, I'll request you to subscribe to the channel. Okay, because at the end of the day, your subscriptions do motivate me to create solutions for you. Okay, thank you so much. So let's go to the expected approach directly. I won't explain the naive approach today. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'll explain the merge step, okay, which we're going to use to solve this problem. Okay, so let's take an I pointer and J pointer. We'll take two pointers, okay, and we'll have this resultant list. Okay, resultant list. Okay, so what are we going to check? So if both the elements at I and J, if they are same, then we are going to consider only one of them. So let's say we consider this one, right, and we inserted one here. Okay, then then when when both the elements are same, right? So what we're going to do, we are going to increment the pointers, both the pointers basically, I and j. We are going to increment both the pointers I and j. Again, we are going to check here if both the elements are same. Yes, they are same. So what are we going to do? So we are going to consider one of them and move both the pointers, right? Move both the pointers, I and j. Again, the same. We'll consider only once, right? One, three, and we'll move the both the pointers. Okay. So our pointer is pointing here I and J. Okay, now we're going to check here. So both the elements are not same. Okay, so we are going to consider the smaller element now. Okay, the element at ith position is smaller, so we're going to consider that, and we'll only increment ith pointer here. Okay, we'll only increment ith pointer here. Now again, we'll compare I and J, the elements at I and J. Again, the element at I, position I, it's smaller, so we're going to consider that, and we are going to increment I, right? Now, since I is no more less than n, right? The length of this array, it's no more less than n. So we'll break out of the while loop and we will check. Okay, and we will will have a while loop wherein we will process the remaining elements, right, of this particular array, so we'll say, okay, j, so whatever it is, right, we're just going to add. Okay, whatever it is, we're just going to add, okay, into the resultant list. Okay, so this is how we are going to solve the problem. Okay, so I hope you have got the intuition. I hope you have got the intuition. So simple, it is like, what is the time complexity here? O of n plus m, I would say, because we are just iterating the array once, right? I with I and j. Okay. And the space complexity will be O of 1 if we don't consider this as extra space. It's a result array, right? It's a resultant array. So we won't consider this as an extra space. Okay. So this is it. This is the intuition behind solving the problem. Now let's go and code. Okay. So I think you'll understand better. Okay. So yes. So first I'll show the Java code followed by C++. And before going to the code, I'll request you to please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Okay. Let's code now. So we take two pointers I and j. Okay. Sorry. Then we'll have our a dot length into n and n b dot length into m. Right. So yeah. Now we are going to have a while loop, right? I less than n and j less than n, j less than m. Okay. So this while loop will go until both I and j both are less than n and m, and their respective n and m, their respective lengths. Okay. So you're going to check. Let's also have the resultant array or list resultant equal to new array list. Okay. Now we're going to check if a of I and b of j, if both are same, okay, then we'll add into the one of them, right? We can add either a of I or b of j, one of them, and we'll move both the pointers. Okay. We'll move both the pointers. Then we're going to check here if a of I, if it is less than b of j, right? If it is less than b of j, then add a of I and increment pointer. Okay, increment pointer. Else result dot add b of j, right? Plus j. Okay. So this is it. This will be the while loop. Okay. But for example, if one of the, if one, as we saw, right? If one of the pointer gets exhausted, right? It reaches n or it reaches j reaches m. Then we are going to check for if there are still some remaining elements in either of the arrays, right? So first we'll check for this first I less than n, right? And what are we going to do here? We'll copy this and yeah. Else what are we going to check here? The second array j less than m, and we are going to consider this, right, to process or to add the rest of the elements from either of the arrays. Okay, that's it. This is the code. Let me return the result now. So is the result. Okay, expected.boot. It's taking some time. Yeah, let me submit it. Okay, the test cases are being processed. I hope you have got the solution. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video. Let's quickly see the C++ code as well. I'll also attach the code in the comment section. Okay, so here is the C++ code. We are taking array size into n m, right? And then we are having here resultant vector. Okay, here we are having a while loop. We are checking if the elements are same. Then add one of them into the result vector and increment both the pointers. If a of I is less than b of j, add a of I, and then we want to just increment I. Similarly, if b of j is smaller, then add b of j and increment j pointers. If some elements of in either of the arrays are still remaining, then have the respective while loops. Okay, add the respective elements as is. Okay, and then finally return the result. Okay, so this is it. This is the solution. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Have a happy, healthy, and a great day. Thank you so much.